Hello, I'm Bruce Lorenz, and this show is called Bruce on the Loose. I talk to people in the school system, city government, and we did recently a show on Habitat for Humanity, had Coach Booth and 3 of his basketball players on just recently. We have the band highlighted today. Anna Wallace is with us, Ethan Kuzmic, Ellie Heckler, and Dana Heyer. And Dana, thank you very much for organizing the students here to come on the show, and tell us about your educational background.
Well, thank you for having us. I'm originally from Massillon, Ohio, and graduated from Massillon Perry High School. Then I went to, my undergrad is from Bowling Green State University with a bachelor's in music education, and then my master's is from the University of Michigan.
How long have you been in the Wadsworth City School System?
I had to do the math before getting here because I knew you were going to ask me that question.
Right.
I'm completing year 17 in Wadsworth.
17 years.
17.
Okay. And can you highlight some of the changes in your tenure here?
Oh,
has the numbers continued to remain the same or even increase in the band program?
When I first got here, our numbers were on the increase, and so I was a part of that to get the numbers. I think we maxed out at 238 in the marching band one year. It was a major trip year. We've had some staff changes. We've had, anytime a schedule changes, it affects, our numbers and what we do. It's a very delicate balance with the kids and scheduling. COVID was really difficult because it really affected the band program because you couldn't constantly with a mask and you couldn't breathe and talk. So once we get through our COVID, I call them the COVID classes, I see our numbers rebounding.
How does it make you feel when you are the lead group in the Blue Tip Festival and Veterans Day and all sorts of other activities you're playing for? How does it make you and the band feel?
I think the most important thing the band can do is provide that service to the community, whether it's for Memorial Day or Veterans Day, Veterans Day performance at school, but the Memorial Day parade and playing at the cemetery that's really special, and I think the kids have to be there and understand the greater purpose of what we do. And then the Blue Tip is just a lot of fun. I mean, we do represent the city and the school district, and we get to step off, right down the road and let everybody know, hey, the parade's coming. So it's a lot of fun.
Ellie, how long have you been in the band?
So I've been in band since I was in 5th grade, so it's been 8 years,
wow.
I guess. I've been in band, yeah.
So, and every once in a while the band takes some trips, goes to perform at other venues along the way. Do you anticipate, and your friends really can't wait for that to happen?
Yeah, I always really enjoyed the trips, especially the Disney trip that we took my sophomore year.
I was just there about a month and a half ago, and I said hello to Mickey for you, and we had a real good time there, no question about it. What instrument do you play?
I play clarinet.
Clarinet. What about preparation? So you said you went to Disney, or maybe the Blue Tip. You probably don't play a lot of different things there, but how long in preparation does the band get ready for that?
So for Blue Tip, I would say about 2 weeks for Blue Tip, I think. We have rehearsals a couple days a week for that. And then for Disney, I think we did about 2 weeks too. We had a couple rehearsals for that.
All right, what was your thought process in choosing an instrument? I would think that would be very difficult to begin with.
When I was in 5th grade, my brother also played clarinet, so he was older than me, so I kind of just was following his lead on that.
Yeah. Dana, what about the band boosters? I think sometimes we underestimate the community support, and the band boosters really do a lot for the program, don't they?
Oh my goodness, they're paramount to what we do here. And if it wasn't for our band boosters, my goodness. And I truly can't say enough about the boosters and all the parents that serve the organization. The amount of hours they put in to help the kids get the opportunities over and above. We've often said the school district allows us to have what we have, and then the boosters take us beyond and help pay down the cost of the trips and help to provide concert uniforms. So they're extremely important to us.
And not all those parents have children in the program now. They may have, their students may have graduated years ago, but they enjoy, there's a camaraderie there, I would think, and they stay in the group.
They do. We have a lot of, we call them alumni parents. Our alumni parents will come back and help in concession stands, and it's always great to see them. Our parents now, we have many parents who were students themselves in the band. So, and I'm seeing second generation kids come through the program, which is a little scary. I don't like to think I've been here this long to see, you know.
Sure.
But I'm starting to see my students' children come through. So, yeah, we love it when our alumni parents come back and help.
What is the thought process that you and your staff looks at in going to a Disney World or an opportunity somewhere to perform?
That's really my decision, and which is supported by the staff. I apply a lot of places. I believe if we're going to travel with a purpose. We're not just going to go someplace and do something just to do. So if we're going to travel, if the kids are going to pay for this, it's going to be for very specific reasons. So, you know, when we went to Disney World, that was packaged in with the Citrus Bowl Parade. We were accepted to do the Citrus Bowl Parade, and then we went to Disney and marched at Disney. We did the Peach Bowl Parade, for instance, and we went and were able to march in the Peach Bowl Parade. We performed at a pregame. It was a big pregame concert before that, and we got to see Ohio State play, and we got to march with Ohio State at that. We do have an upcoming trip next year. We will be marching in the Philadelphia Thanksgiving Day Parade, which it's the oldest Thanksgiving Day Parade in the United States. So we'll go march in that parade, and then we'll go to New York City. We'll catch a Broadway show, have Thanksgiving dinner together. So again, it's with a purpose, and so you know, when I apply, then I kind of look at what fits our timeline and what would be a really fantastic opportunity for the kids.
And those experiences are very important, and they won't be forgotten.
Oh, they never are. Kids will, I run into kids, or if you ask them, they'll tell you your favorite trip above anything else.
What about ninth graders? You had, you know, they play in the middle school, and how long does it take to immerse them into the band program?
Well, the way we run things, it kind of has to happen fast.
Okay.
So I have the privilege of being in all three schools.
Okay.
So I teach a little bit at CIS, a little bit at the middle school, and then of course at the high school. So I work with those 8th graders. We have opportunities for the 8th graders to get to know the high school kids before they become high schoolers. So they get to do, we have an 8th grade marching night. Where they get to go out on the field, and then they get to hang out in the stands with the kids and meet the people in the section. We call it the band party, where we invite the 8th graders, and we do video games and board games and basketball and all kinds of stuff. Again, another opportunity for those 8th graders to meet the high schoolers. So that by the time they're ready to come up, then they already know a core of people, and it makes that transition a little less scary.
No question about it. Ethan, when did you first make the decision to join the band?
Oh, I think I knew when I was in 3rd grade that I had to join. Because I remember my dad used to take me to the football games, and I would think they were so cool. And I was like, I want to do that one day. And then even going into like 8th grade, I would go to football games, watch the band, be like, man, those kids look so cool. I want to go do that one day.
And then sometimes you maybe pick up little nuances from the other schools. If Hudson, I hate to say that too loud, or Stowe or someone else in our league plays, you know, sometimes they might do a song that you did a couple years ago, or maybe your coach will look at that and say, yeah, maybe we'll do that next year or something like that. You learn a little bit from the other bands sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really like to get to understand their experiences too. A lot of those kids are kids just like me that I'd be friends with if I went to Hudson or Stowe. And they're really cool to experience, and they have a lot. I'm friends with kids all over, kids from Stowe, kids from North Royalton, and they're so experienced and they're really cool to talk about and all that.
Yeah, I see that really is a trend, that you really get to know people from other schools, and it seems like the borders used to be, we didn't go beyond our school day and make friends, but now it's a little different. What about band is something that you can do for after you graduate? That's pretty exciting. That a lot of students might play in college or community band or at church or all sorts of venues.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is that important?
Of course. I mean, I can't see myself stopping to play, even if it's maybe not trumpet always. I mean, I've dabbled in a few other instruments. I've tried at least, or like I've been practicing guitar for about 2 months. I mean, I love it, and I don't think I could see myself stopping in the near future and probably for the rest of my life.
Dana, the community really enjoys and supports the band program. Can you briefly describe how you go ahead and set up maybe the Christmas concert? How is that developed?
So I've wanted to do this for a few years. I was putting the plan in place to do our all city or the Bands in the Round concert. COVID hit, put everything on the back burner, of course, like everything. And then I had to give it a little bit more time, and I thought, okay, let's just do this. So our holiday concert, like I said, it's a Bands in the Round concept where all of our bands sit in their band formation on the gym floor.
Starting with what
grade?
Fifth grade.
Starting with fifth grade.
Okay.
You know, they're making their first sounds and know maybe 5 notes, right? And they're playing their little Good King Wenceslas, Hot Cross Buns, all the 5th grade favorites, right? So the 5th grade, and then 6th grade band, 7th grade band, 8th, 9th, and our 3 high school bands. And when we have equipment that we have to move around, the high school jazz band plays to fill the time. So the concert moves seamlessly from 5 through 12. And it's such an important concert because not only do the students the 5th graders get to hear what they're going to eventually sound like, I think it's important for them to reflect back, hey, you know, this is where I started, look how far I came. It's important for the parents, you know, you're not going to listen for squeaks and squawks for, you know, life becomes better as the listener, it truly does, and again, it just brings everybody together, and especially at Christmas. And then we all play Jingle Bells at the end.
Wow.
So
I'm sure you have grandparents come in and they probably get very excited, and maybe they earlier had played an instrument too.
We pack the gym, and all of our concerts are free and open to the public. We don't charge admission. We want everybody to come and listen to the band and support the band and the students, most importantly. But you know, we pack the gym for that concert.
Dana, you have a lot of enthusiasm and certainly background, but you can't do it all yourself. Who assists you with the band program?
Yeah, there's a big team behind me. I can't do this myself. Our assistant director this year is Sam Peel. He assists at the high school, does the jazz band, does the middle school bands, and goes down to CIS. Sam will be leaving us at the end of this year. He is moving to Las Vegas with his wife, who is doing her residency out there. She's a doctor. So we have hired a new director. His name's Scott Formholz, who will be joining us next year and will be taking over that position. We have Matt Hastings is our 5th and 6th grade band director, and he works primarily out of CIS, and we go down and help him. Our percussion instructor is Ryan Louie, who's a professional percussionist, and he works in all 3 buildings. David Seltzer is a Wadsworth High School grad, and he comes in, and we call him our drum tech. He comes in and cleans and works with the percussion. Vanessa Lloyd and Jessica Corson are our color guard advisors. They work with the color guard, and then on the off season they do the winter guard. And just a little plug there, our winter guard once again are state champions, so they do phenomenal work with the guard. So yeah, that's as far as staff we have, but then again our band boosters are right there, like at band camp, providing meals. chaperoning and helping with uniforms, getting the kids, dressed and looking good, and dry cleaning those stinky uniforms. And, again, it's an operation. It's not just one person.
How long would a new set of uniforms for the band, how long might they last?
I'd like to say 15 years.
Oh boy, I never would have thought you'd get that many years out of it. That's remarkable.
And that's a stretch sometimes.
Okay, right.
We are on year, what is this, 5? Year 5 of our new, I call them new uniforms. I guess I have to stop saying that because we're in year 5. But we aim between at least 13 years on the uniforms.
And I'm sure they haven't gone down in cost.
No, and that's why. Because
Right.
it takes us that long to save the money so that we can replace the uniforms.
Anna, what about the drum major? What extra responsibilities do you and I think Ethan have to do with that?
Yeah, so instead of like playing a physical instrument, our instrument is kind of like conducting, and we conduct the band during marching season. We're on those tall podiums everyone sees at football games, and our job is basically to give the tempo for the rest of the band to follow and to work kind of directly with the percussion section to make sure everyone is working seamlessly at the same tempo, and so the songs are going the right speed.
Okay. And you do it together, and in concert you coordinate it together? Mm-hmm. Do you want to comment about that, Ethan? What extra things do you look for?
Anna really hit all of it.
Okay.
It's also like in class too, we'll work on some things. So we have to, and there's a lot of out of school practice that goes in to just like the little parts, like picking out tempos or putting in like different measures, like how to conduct those. So it's pretty important, like how much effort has to go into it to make sure everything goes right.
So you're really trying to put everything together so everything sounds just perfect when come to the performance or halftime or whatever you're at. What about, young lady, what about your balancing act? You're going to the National Speech and Debate Tournament, and now you're a drum major in the band. How are you able to do both those things?
Yeah, it's definitely a balance. It keeps me busy, for sure. But our directors in the band and my speech coaches as well are so great at helping me balance everything and working around my extracurriculars. And I mean, people in band, there are so many kids who do sports and speech and debate and drama and choir and every extracurricular you can think of in the high school. And so they really do a great job working with us to make sure we can do everything we want to do.
So you have to be flexible, the advisors and you, and if you have something big coming up or if you're on the road with the band, then something else will have to give along the way.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Dana, what about the situation where you continue to grow and learn? How do you pick up new ideas and new slants for the band?
Well, I observe other groups, I talk to other directors, I follow what's going on in drum corps, I do a lot of listening to music. I'd like to think I have a pretty decent ear to find out if the arrangement is a good arrangement or a bad arrangement. I try to only obviously give the kids good music, to play good arrangements, something that's going to challenge and be entertaining. And then just kind of I ask the kids a lot of questions too. I mean, there's a resource here of some incredibly talented individuals, and you never know how something's going to develop if you don't talk to the kids about it. Our spring concert, for instance, has kind of, I don't think they truly, I mean, I've kind of thrown out ideas for our spring concert, but it's going to take on a life of its own. It's going to be completely different. But this is because I have a student who is very skilled in theater lighting. We've got kids that were, I think Anna, you tech, right? On top of all this too. So they understand the theater lighting. So we're going to do something different. But again, it's the kids. They have such great ideas.
It sounds like you really depend a lot on your seniors, that they they may have been with the program, you know, again, for several years,
Yeah.
and they kind of, you've been around for, they kind of know maybe what you're looking for, and they really want to go out. And when is this concert coming up? Is it going to be in May?
It is. It's May 2nd,
Okay.
Thursday night.
All right.
7 o'clock. The jazz band will start before that in the cafeteria, so about maybe 6:30 for the jazz band. All three concert bands will perform. We'll start at 7, and again, the concert is always free and open to the public. We just, again, open the doors and want the community to come in and listen.
And I would follow up with WCTV
You're right.
tapes all your concerts, and certainly I have to say it's one of the highest rating, and more people watch the band and choirs than just about any other show, including athletics. So that has to make you feel that you have that support.
It does. The community is, I mean, our community is outstanding. They always back the kids. No matter what, they're always there to support the kids.
Anna, what about plans down the road? You're, again, a senior, and what will you look forward to next year?
So next year I will be attending the University of Dayton to major in marketing with a minor in graphic design, and I also plan to join their marching band.
Wow, that is fantastic. So again, your talents to continue, and you can be a flyer with the go-ahead instrument. And what instrument will you play there?
I played the tenor saxophone.
Okay, wow, fantastic. And Ethan, same question, your plans?
Next year I plan on attending The Ohio State University for data science. Unfortunately, I am not good enough to make the Ohio State band, but I do plan on still bringing it down to school with me and playing throughout college.
Sure, again, and there could be a community group pop up. Again, churches sometimes have little bands or combos that they have, and maybe a play somewhere. You never know where your talents may have you know, a possibility. So that's wonderful. And Ellie, what about your thoughts?
I'm going to the University of Akron to also major in marketing. I'm not going to be in the marching band, but like Ethan said earlier, I will probably dabble in other instruments and take music down the road.
Okay, and you're a zip. Boy,
Yeah.
I tell you, we are far and wide. We're very proud of our university. Danny, you have to be very proud of the seniors you've brought, and certainly other students as well. Can you comment about how they come to you with maybe, you know, there are some abilities, but they really grow and really get better as time goes on?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I meet some of the kids in 5th grade, and just to watch, not many teachers in this district can chart the progression of their students from 5 through 12, and it really is fun watching them not only develop as, you know, performers and really honing their skills on their instrument and becoming fine players, but also to see them grow up. I mean, I get to see them grow up, and it's wonderful to see the people that they are and then watch them go out in the world and do amazing things.
Do you try to relax over the summer? It seems like you have trips and concerts and all sorts of things. It seems like you always have, you get done with something and then you set your sights on another agenda.
Yeah. So do I do anything over the summer?
Do you relax?
No. And that's kind of the joke. No,
Right.
I don't. You know, we'll have our concert in May, and then we have band awards, and we have baccalaureate commencement that the band plays for, the Memorial Day parade the band plays for. You know, I'll check the drill as the drill starts coming in. That's our marching band show. Make sure we're editing the drill and make sure that's right. And then it's time for Blue Tip and leadership training and meeting with next year's seniors to plan. After Blue Tip, we do have a couple weeks off, and my family does try to get away, maybe a week, and then we're back at it. And once we come back in July, that's it. We roll until we're done.
Ethan, it must make you feel really proud that you represent the community and going to all these parades, and you know, again, you're the first group that at the parade down the street of middle of Wadsworth. I know you can't throw candy to the kids because you have other things to do, but it must make you feel pretty proud to do that.
Yeah, of course. I love really representing the community and being in it. So it's a real honor to be part of like a Blue Tip parade that's really big in the community of Wadsworth, and just going through and seeing all the community showing up, it's unlike nothing else.
Ellie, maybe sometimes we don't have big throngs for the Memorial Day and Veterans Day parades, but they're very meaningful to those people, aren't they?
Mm-hmm, yeah, I definitely think it's an honor as well to be able to honor the veterans and the people in the Memorial Day parade. And the community also comes out to support us then too, and support the veterans for those as well.
No question about it. Do you also, Dana, do you also sometimes help the theater? I remember being at the middle school, and they did Fiddler on the Roof and Music Man and some others that maybe have escaped me. I think they did Guys and Dolls, and there was a orchestra band in the pit at OJ Work. Did you have anything to do with that?
I don't. I just supply the kids.
All right. Okay. Okay.
You know, and just make sure that the kids are ready to go. But that runs through the drama and the choral department.
But that's another venue for their skills.
It is.
They certainly, you know, in my view, did a wonderful job. And without the music, those plays, those musicals wouldn't have been the same. Mm-hmm. You know, it really adds as the props and everything else adds so much to that drama. Mm-hmm. No question about it. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for being here. And I always learn a lot for these shows. You know, I didn't know all that goes into the band program and its wide berth in Wadsworth. You really should be all proud of yourselves very much. And we will keep abreast with all the things you do throughout the year. And thanks for viewing Bruce on the Loose, and we will have other shows right around the corner. Thanks for viewing.
You are watching WCTV, Wadsworth Community Television.